Yes, guys. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Nobody in yet. Ben White links to Newcastle. Let's see if anyone shows up. Might just be on this live by myself. If I am, I'll just talk to myself. Is what it is, isn't it? But another quick, unexpected live from the Mango. Hopefully he's all joined in. And we'll talk about Newcastle. Cannot beat a superior team. Ooh. How is everyone today? Happy Saturdays. Yo, 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 yo. How is everyone? You ain't buying yourself? What do you mean? Oh, for a midfielder. Put myself in the middle of the park? Is that what you mean? How is everyone today? I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, I'm not going to lie. I think I caught a little bit of an illness of my niece. Hello, Ryan. How are you today? You all right? Cambodia. Mango's going worldwide, man. I love that. Greetings to you as well. Hope everyone's well. I'm good. Like I've just said, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I've got a bunged up nose. I don't feel unwell. Do you know when you just don't feel 100%? That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm starting to catch a little bit of a flu. Finally caught one of the lives. I appreciate you. Thanks very much for joining. To be honest, it was an unexpected live. I was sitting here. I was playing on me. Do you want to know what I was doing? If I'm being honest, I was playing Pokemon on my Switch. And I got a little bit bored and I thought I'm just going to jump on a live. Right. I've seen we've been linked with Ben White. What's your thoughts? Yes, no, maybe so. Happy with that? Not happy with that? But what we're going to do in the live, we're going to go through some transfer talk. TONALI leaving. And then we'll go through the squad and look at who can stay, who can go. How many players I do think we should keep. And do you know what? I think this is Ethiopia. Are you kidding? Are you a Newcastle fan, Nathan? Is that Nathan? Nathan. How do you pronounce that? Nathanelli. Nathanelli? Are you a Newcastle fan? Was it fire red or leaf green purchase? I'm hooked on leaf green. Do you want us to be honest? My brother's got fire red. I got leaf green. So I was literally... I'll show you actually. First time I played on my Switch in a long time. I'm a little gamer at heart, you know. Yes, Mango son. What up, Stephen? You alright? I'll let you have a little look. Do you know what I've done as well? I've swapped my brother, so I've got all 3 starters in one game. Some boy, man. I'm a geek at heart, you know. I love me little gaming sessions. Do you know what? When I do a few scouting, I've got to travel to, like, Spain sometime. I was meant to be in Holland today, but I couldn't get the time off work. Because Holland are playing North Macedonia and the under-18s for the under-19s championship next year. I got invited today, but unfortunately I wasn't meant to make it. So my Switch goes a long way with me, you know. It travels the world. How's everyone? Just following. I appreciate you, Nathan boy. Let's have a look. Mango love watching when I'm camping, mate. You camping? Do you camp often? Do you know what? It's something I want to get into. But do you know what? I do too much YouTube. Like, I'm making a video every day and I'm like, when can I get away in, like, Seattle, Cambodia, Ethiopia, all in this chat? That's fucking class. I love that, you know. Honestly, I'm not even going to lie. I honestly appreciate the support. Yeah, these are the games I've been playing. I'm a little freak, aren't I? But yeah, my Switch goes a long way with this because I do quite, well, not quite a bit, but in the off-season mostly. Like when there's youth tournaments on during the summer and that, I've got to go and do a little bit scouting sometimes. Not often, but sometimes. Just got the OLED model. Yeah, it's the boy. My brother's just got a Switch too. I haven't bought one yet, but I think I need one. Mango Italiano. I've got a channel. I'll take you out, mate. Oh, really? Do you know what? I want to get into that, you know. I want to get into, like, going walking down the lakes and stuff like that. Like, I want to get into it, but it's just finding the time in it. If TONALI goes, I want Morgan Højmund from Sporting. Good. He's a good player. Very underrated, I think. But I think, I don't know, it's a couple of players. I like Matthias Fernandes from West Ham, you know. I can't get over him. I think he'd be perfect replacement. Because even if we wanted, it would allow us to move Bruno in the middle. He could play as the 8. Or we can even play Lewis Miley as a 6. Have that deep line playmaker that have more control and have Bruno one side, Matthias Fernandes the other. I think I'm starting to warm towards that, me. Okay, but go and give him a follow because he DM'd us yesterday and he gave us an access code to his account. So now we can really look at players and compare players. So what I was doing yesterday is I was actually comparing, let me put his proper name in. Lamine Camara with if I could spell Mango, it's because I'm ill, you know. I'm blaming it because I'm ill. Lamine Camara with Sandro Tonali, and it's actually a pretty good website. If anybody's into the stats or anything like that, you can change it to a bar, to a radar, to analytics, to a pizza graph, to a scatter diagram. It's pretty sweet, this website. So I'll go and check it out if anybody's looking for scouts or anything, because pretty much FebRef doesn't exist anymore. So this website is pretty good for stuff like that. So I've been looking at Lamine Camara and Sandro Tonali. And what I like about Lamine Camara, I'm going to be honest, Lamine Camara, right? If you were to look at him and just watch him, like if you were to meet Lamine Camara, he's like 5'5". He's a little midget. Like, he's not big at all. He's not tall. He's not imposing at all. But he's a beast out of possession. And I knew he was good out of possession. But when you look at these underlying numbers, they're absolutely brilliant. If you look at we all know how good Sandro Tonali is at winning the ball back for us. He's just like a little engine all over the pitch. If you look at Lamine Camara, he dwarfs Sandro Tonali's out-of-ball statistics. Look at his tackles per 90. In comparison to Sandro Tonali, Lamine Camara's averaging 2.67. Well, you can see it here on the graph. Lamine Camara's averaging 2.67. Sandro Tonali, 1.65. Interceptions, Lamine Camara, 1.51 per 90. Sandro Tonali, 0.99. Even blocks, he's averaging more blocks. I'm giving you one of my videos here because I've literally just made a video today, just before I come on live, about Lamine Camara, about his strengths, weaknesses. So I think that's going to be out Monday. So stay tuned for that. But I'm also going to do a video on Matthias Fernandes. I may as well do one on Højmund. And the reason why I'm doing it is because, look, Sandro Tonali might not actually leave. Think about it. We've got Sandro Tonali under contract till 2030. Unless somebody meets his valuation, what we think's acceptable, because we can say no if we want to. Unless somebody meets his valuation, we don't have to sell. So if somebody meets his valuation and we're happy with that money, then we sell. So there is a strong possibility that Sandro Tonali will play for Newcastle next season. I think Sandro Tonali preference is to leave England, and I think he would be happy staying at. I don't think he's how can I put this? I don't think he's pushing for a move to Manchester United. But if Man United meet his valuation, sometimes Newcastle go to Sandro Tonali and say, this is money we don't want to refuse, so why don't you go there? Sometimes that happens. So there is a strong possibility Sandro Tonali will play for Newcastle United next season, but there's also a strong possibility he leaves. However, undoubtedly, we need a midfielder. if not potentially 2, because I think we need a midfielder anyways. And with Joe Willock leaving, we're going to need 2. So I'm going to do scout reports on midfielders, regardless if Sandro Tonali leaves or not. So, because I think we will buy a midfielder in the summer. So that's my thinking on this. So let me know about midfielders you want to bring in. Hello, Nobby Solano. I love that. Lamine Camara was a big missed opportunity when Mets. Yeah, I agree with that. When he was at Mets, he was showing his quality. You could see his quality. But I think the only reason no Premier League club looked at him is because of his height and his physical ability. But he is tenacious. He gets around the pitch. He doesn't mind getting stuck in. So I don't really look at height and things like that. Manu Kone from Roma. Yes, I love him. Always have. Even when he was at Mönchengladbach, even when he was coming out of Toulouse's academy, I said he's a baller. Him, I really like him. Eddie Howe above mentioned the story. Eddie Howe making the decision to hold Tonali out of the derby. You heard anything on this? I only heard what went around on Twitter. And I think it was Keith Downey that posted it. Yeah, I believe it was Keith Downey that posted it and said Sandro Tonali wanted to play in the derby, but it was Newcastle United that said no. The thing is, you get all these like not scientists, what's the word I'm looking for? Physios and all that say they're in the red zone, so they can't play this amount of minutes and things like that. And if Sandro Tonali had a dead leg, it would have shown up on the x-rays or whatever they give him. And if they say he's not fit to play, the managers, coaches all listen to them, which I don't agree with. I think sometimes you should have the ability to navigate what's going on the pitch, because sometimes the pre-made substitutions are because of the amount of minutes players can play. So let's have a look. I'm all good, James. I hope you're well as well, mate. Right. How about Stiller from Stuttgart as a Tonali replacement? Let's have a look at Stiller, because Stiller on the ball is absolutely exceptional. But I think off the ball, you need to pair him with somebody that's a good duel winner. So remember how I always speak about profiles and partnerships create a successful team? I think with Stiller, you need to pair him with a good duel winner, in my opinion. But he's absolutely excellent. I mean, look at that. Why has it got... Who's he? Get out of me little review, man. Some little youngster trying to creep in. Just me brother getting in touch, sorry. But yeah, look at him. Absolutely electric. And do you know what? I think the data that's there, I think in possession, those statistics don't do Stiller justice. I think he's excellent in possession. And I think he's somebody that we should be looking towards. And if you look at him in comparison to Tonali, and it's more about in possession for me, because I think we need to start having a little bit more control. So if we're going to upgrade on Tonali, I want to see somebody that's better in possession or just knows how to dictate play, because I think that's been our downfall this season. Do you not agree? Just our ability, like when we concede, it's still like everything's out 100 miles an hour. I think sometimes when we concede, we need somebody just to get on the ball, just take the sting out of the game, take the sting out the opposition, and just control the game. That's what I think we're missing in midfield, especially when Bruno O'Malley's not playing. Let's have a look. Sorry, I missed some chat here, so I'm going to have a look at what. Mango, what about Malik Fofana? Would he suit us? I'd have Malik Fofana over Harvey Barnes. Definitely. I think what I would be... Look, do you want me to be honest, guys? I'd actually sell Harvey Barnes this summer. And I know a lot of people like him, but I think what I want from my wingers, I want my wingers to get on the ball and go past the man. Did anybody watch England last night? Was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. Rashford just getting, although he wasn't great, he had a few moments where he got on the ball and he just got past these man. I love that because it opens up the game. That's how you break down low blocks or defensive blocks. When he can get on the ball, when somebody can get on the ball and just beat somebody, because then their centre-backs need to shuffle across, and then that frees up your striker and it allows you to create open passing angles that you wouldn't expect. So I would love to sign somebody like said Mala, that is, bring him up on the screen actually. So you all know who I'm talking about. Come on. What's going on? This guy, if he doesn't go to Chelsea or anywhere, I think we should be looking at these types of players. Coming to Cologne at the minute. I'll bring him up on here actually. And you can have a look at his, I don't know what he'll be under. Oh, is it not bringing him up by himself? Sorry, it's my first time using this, by the way. Let's compare him to Gordon. Again, I don't like looking at stats, but Gordon is pretty decent, isn't he? Gordon's our best winger. He wouldn't be starting over Gordon. Let's go Barnes. Get rid of Gordon. Yeah, we'll go. That's a bit more even. I like said Mala because he's, what, 6'2" or something? 6'1", and he just beats his man. He wants to get on the ball. He's brave. He's fearless. Plays on the left wing. He cuts inside. Where's his dribbles? Duels. Dribble success. Pretty even, to be honest. But again, you can't just look at stats. You need to look at statistics, in my opinion. But this is a type of player I would go for. A young player. 10 goals in 27 games in the Bundesliga this season. This is his first season in the Bundesliga as well. And that's for Cologne, who aren't really like a heavy team. One of the biggest teams in the Bundesliga, should I say. So what are you guys saying? What type of... I'll tell you what else I'll do actually. I'll bring our team up and we'll go through our team and I'll see who I think should be replaced and who shouldn't. Elliot Anderson all day. I would love Elliot Anderson, but I think he's going to City, to be honest. I think I've seen some news that City are interested in TONALI. So if TONALI goes to City, we should sign Anderson. If Anderson goes to City, then we've got to look elsewhere. Brian with a super chat. Thanks very much, Brian. He said El Mala is electric if Barnes or Gordon goes. I agree. I think we should, because Barnes has got 2 years left on his contract. So this is a summer we've got to make a decision. Otherwise, his valuation's just decreasing. So we should make a decision. And I actually think Barnes is probably the only asset we can sell without it impacting our starting 11 so much to bring in enough money we can reinvest. And that's the transfers I would make. I think there's a lot of players. Well, Newcastle United tend to try and keep their transfers on the low down, don't they? Like with Sandro Tonali, that came out the blue, really. Bruno came out the blue. Anthony Gordon pretty much came out the blue. So they like to keep everything on the low down. So I don't think we'll hear much apart from rumours. And then we'll just strike when it's hot. Hopefully. Right, what we're going to do now, guys. Like I said, I didn't even have this live planned, but I've got an idea. Because if you look at our squad, look at Gordon as a striker, man. Get him out there. He ain't a fucking striker. Jesus. He matches up with him. It's a bleak squad, isn't it? Get Pope in there, get Tonali, get Wissa, Malik Chow, Sula, Jacob Murphy, Joe Willock. Alex Murphy's going to be going anyways. Youngsters will keep out. So you've got Sean Byrne. You got Botman and Chow. So you got Miley, Bruno and Ramsey. And that they're not in the right positions, but I'm just putting the midfielders together, putting the left backs together, putting the right backs together. Actually, let's put them in the right positions. Look at that squad. That needs serious help. Like, these players need help. Because Lewis Hall needs a little bit of help. Because Alex Murphy's already said he wanted to leave. So I'm guessing he's leaving. Those two are decent on paper. But I still think there's an upgrade to be had. Joe Linton's 29. I like Jacob Ramsey, so he'll be staying. Tonali could potentially be leaving. Willock's going this January. Those two are staying. Those two within the next 2 years are leaving. He's leaving this January. He's got 1 year left on his contract come this summer. So our squad could have him leaving. Let's say Tonali does leave. Fabian Shaw leave. Ramsdale will leave. That's our squad going in next summer. And can I tell you guys something? I'm not going to say who, but one of our strikers has said if the opportunity comes this summer, he would like to leave the football club. And it's one of our new strikers. So make that up of what you will. He said he's happy to stay, but if an opportunity comes, he would like to leave. And I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. It's just what I've been told. So I don't know if it's exactly true. So if you look at this again, there's a lot of transfers to be had. So what I'm saying to you guys is, this is where we'll have to make a decision on Eddie Howe. Because we're going into one of our biggest summers, and I can't even lie about it, because I think we're at that point now where we either make that next step, and because of our squad needs a big overhaul, do we commit to making that next step, or do we go backwards? Now, we need a manager, and what I'm saying is, if you're going to back Eddie Howe, you need to back him properly, because our squad needs so much work done to it. You should be bringing in the manager before you start the work. Does that make sense? So if we're going to sack Eddie Howe, we should already, I would say, sack him now. And I know you might say, well, there's only 7 games left of the season and it's absolutely pointless to sack him now because we've got nothing to play for. It's more to do with building that long term. Because if it's not going to be Eddie Howe going into next season, he should not have a say in what players come in the window. That's my point. Because the squad needs so much work done to it. Because there's no point getting Eddie Howe to have his say in the January transfer window and then sacking him 2 weeks later. Do you get where I'm going with this? So, like, this is why I'm saying we'll have to make a decision on Eddie Howe, whether he's going to be, if he's going to be our manager, you've got to stick with him. If he's not going to be our manager, You've got to make that decision now, and that's my big opinion on this. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. Bro, who the fuck are the Luigi? That's a joke between, because, right, my older brother's called Luigi. So me and me pals have got a group chat, and we named the group chat the Luigi Bros instead of the Mario Bros. So it's just a little personal joke between me and me mates. But that's why it's called Luigi Bros. I'm popular from them a day, aren't I? Right. Mango, I actually have a question here. This is from Joe Linton. To be honest, we do need a new starting midfielder. Surely Ramsey or Miley are good enough, or at least have the potential. Yeah. I think going in next season, to have a midfield of Lewis, I'll show you on the screen actually, because it's nice to have visuals. Going in next season, to have a midfield of this starting midfield isn't that bad. That isn't bad midfield. You've got your Jacob Ramsey, who's technically good, can get on the ball, can play comfortable in tight spaces. You've got Lewis Miley, who can dictate play. And Lewis Miley has actually got the highest dual success rate in the Premier League this season out of all under-21 midfielders. So that includes the likes of Matthias Fernandez. Well, all the under-21s that are playing in the Premier League. Lewis Miley's got the highest dual success rate. So that goes to show that he's very good out of possession as well. So I'd be comfortable as Lewis Miley is our number 6. Then you've got Bruno. We all know what Bruno brings. So I don't need to highlight his quality. He brings that experience. He brings that ability just to make things happen, just to connect the midfield to attack. And he brings that ability to be sharp off the ball, but also be comfortable enough to build out from the back. So I would actually be okay with that midfield. The only thing that worries us is the squad depth. Because, well, if TONALI stays, this would be our midfield, because it would be absolutely ridiculous if we kept Joe Willock beyond this season. It would be ridiculous, because we're just throwing money out the window. So if you can get 20 million for Joe Willock this summer, get 20 million is what I'm saying. So, because if not, you've just literally thrown away 20 million and he leaves for a free next summer. So Joe Willock should definitely, I'm 99.9% sure Joe Willock will leave. This is why I'm saying we need a midfielder. It's not about, we don't have bad midfielders. I'm not saying they're bad and they need replacing, but they need help. And you're only as good as your depth at the minute, because the amount of games we play, and if we do creep into that Europa Conference League, it's a good opportunity to bring a new young midfielder and play him in the Conference League, get him experience, get him learning on the job, getting him being understudy to our midfielders. So that's what I'm saying about a midfielder. So in my opinion, we definitely need 2 midfielders going into next season. That's my opinion. That's what I would be. I would be focusing on a centre-back, because I wouldn't renew Fabian Schär's contract. A fullback who can play both sides. That would be one of my So when you're scouting players, you look for requirements of players. So it's like, do you want a dynamic fullback? So you box off dynamic. Find me a dynamic fullback. Find me a technically gifted fullback. Find me a supporting attacking fullback. Find me a defensive fullback. Whatever fullback you want, you have requirements on the type of fullback you want to bring in. So I'll bring in a fullback, and one of the requirements would be both sides, comfortable on both sides, because unless we need to bring in 2 fullbacks, and I don't think we've got enough money to spend on 2 fullbacks. So I would definitely bring in 2. If Tino goes, I'll bring in 2 fullbacks, but I would definitely bring in 1. I'd bring in a centre back. So a centre back is a must for me. Why? What's going on here? That'll do. A centre back is a must, because if Fabian Schär goes, then we've only got 3, and then we've only got them as midfielders. Bye. A seen something on Twitter just before. Newcastle are set to target a striker this summer, despite spending 125 million on Nick Valdemar and Johan Wissa last summer. So I'm guessing regardless, if rumours are to be believed, regardless of one of these leave, we're looking to bring in another striker. So that makes me think that Eddie Howe doesn't really fancy Wissa and he doesn't really fancy Nick Valdemar. But I also think, if possible, because Jacob Murphy's only got a year left on his contract, and if we're allowing him to go on a free, we're just throwing money out the door, then he should be sold this summer. So we could potentially need a right winger as well. And this is what I'm talking about. There's going to be a lot of movement this summer. A lot of movement. And I made a video about 2 months ago saying our squad will be unrecognisable in 2 years' time. And this is why. Because there's a lot of players coming in and out of contract. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think Fernandes from West Ham, I was speaking about him at the start of the live, I would get Fernandes from West Ham. Let's see what you guys are saying. You know what? Yeah, he probably wants a striker because all of our strikers always get injured. Johan Wissa gets injured, and when he does, he's in bad form. What I will say about Johan Wissa, I think he will improve next season. I don't know how good, and I think we need to challenge for top 4, which means we need to find a 20-goal, well, in between 50 and 20-goal striker. I can't see Anthony Gordon doing that. That's me being honest. I think Anthony Gordon, when playing as a striker, you'll chip in with an odd goal, but I can't see him being that Alexander Isak type goal scorer. And I think that's what Newcastle need to hit those Champions League spots. Because if you don't score goals, you don't win games. That's the brute reality. But I also think we need to change our style of play. And I was looking at some underlying numbers, guys. We all know our style of play this season. Our style of play this season is being crosses. Move the ball out wide, put crosses in the box, because we've played the most crosses from open play in the boxes with 764. So that got us thinking, how many crosses from open play has assisted the goals? And we've only scored 7 from open play crosses, which is, if I remember off the top of my head, the 4th worst in the Premier League. So we've put in the most crosses and we've scored the 4th least crosses from open play. So chances created from open play crosses, 89. So we've only created 89 chances from 764 crosses. What does that tell you guys? Truthfully, what does that tell you? Oh, I didn't even have it on the screen. I'll let you see. There you go. There's the stats. 764 crosses, the most. We've assisted. We've scored 7 goals from assisted crosses. We've created 89 chances from 764 crosses. What does that tell you? That tells you that we're just crossing aimlessly in the box. Or that tells you that we don't have a proper striker. Somebody that is intelligent enough to manipulate space, time his run to perfection, and have that clinicalness in front of goal. I don't think that's Anthony Gordon. I'm going to be perfectly honest. And I feel like our style of play has been moving the ball out wide and putting aimless crosses into the box. And and we're not even benefiting from it. Do you see where I'm going with this? Like, if we'd scored the most crosses from the most open play crosses, I'd kind of understand. But we've only scored 7 goals from open play crosses, and we'll put in the most crosses. So the ratio just isn't ratioing. It's not adding up. So I think we do need to mix it up a little bit. Ryan, thank you very much for becoming a member. I appreciate that, bro. What else you guys saying? Let's have a look. To change our style of play, we need to change our manager. And that's from Precha Gulibus. Precha Gulibus. Is that how you pronounce it? These names are weird, guys. Can't even lie to you. Like you've done us over here with these names. But yeah, I agree. I agree, because think about it. Not once. I mean, we've conceded, we've dropped the most points from winning positions this season. That just shows that we're not tactically adaptable enough. And also, what makes me worry about trying to change our style of play with Eddie, and I love Eddie, and there is some good points with Eddie, and if anybody watched Adam Clary? If anybody watched his video, it is exceptional, because he hits a nail on the head. There's reasons to keep Eddie out. There absolutely is. But there's also reasons to not keep Eddie out. And there absolutely is. My only worry is, and I love Eddie Howe, is he's brought in probably the most technically gifted striker in the Premier League in Nick Valdemada. But he hasn't got the best out of him. So if you bring in more technically gifted players, based on history, yeah, he wouldn't know how to get the best out of them. That's my only worry. What about the guy Harwood Bellis from Southampton? Do you know what? I like him. I don't think he's not a needle mover. He's not going to put us to where we want to be. I think he'll have a good, solid career. And I think he'll play at the lower ends of the Premier League. I think he'll do well at a club like... Who's at the lower end of the Premier League? West Ham, maybe? Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's Champions League level. And I think we need to start bringing in players with Champions League potential. But I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's that player. Yeah. Ryan from Seattle. I call our crossing strategy spray and play. I agree. It seems like we're just crossing aimlessly in the box and hoping for the best. That's me being honest. Burner's at the same level as Harwood Bellis, if not better. Probably. But Burns just going to get older and older and slower and slower, unfortunately. Enzo Maresca for me. Enzo Maresca wouldn't be a bad shout. I think if anybody, with the situation at Chelsea at the minute, if anybody's come out in good light, it's Enzo Maresca. I think he's come out in good light at the minute. So his stock's going up, even without managing, is what I'm trying to say. Ownership might be too nice, got to be ruthless. Agree with that. It's hard to disagree. Think Eddie Howe goes to Spurs? That's not a bad shout. But again, truthfully, in the bottom of your hearts, right? I'm going to ask you this question. I just want a simple yes or no answer. Do you want Eddie Howe in charge next season? Like, if you're thinking truthfully, does he deserve to be in charge next season? I just want you to hit us with a yes or no answer. Mango, remember that Big Ange and Big Dyche are still available. It's not all bad. I know. I would go for Cesc Fabregas, me. Fuck no, Mango. No, yes. Personally, yes. See, it's so divided. No, never. Yes. Yes, last chance. No, nope, niente. So me Italian coming out there. See, if you're being honest, there is a lot of divide in that chat. I would say that's probably 55-45 split. It's not like a 70-30 or a 80-20. That is a good split. Know if we can get Sebastian Hoynes. I love Sebastian Hoynes. I love watching his teams. Stuttgart, one of the most innovative teams in and out of possession. So good tactically. I remember watching them near that. It was about 3 months ago, actually. They were getting beat 2-0 at half time. He amended the system, then winning the game 3-2, and I just thought, that is my type manager. Brave, bold, not afraid to make decisions, changing it when it's not going well. Stuff like that I want Eddie Howe to do. If Eddie Howe did that, then I would be so happy with Eddie Howe. I think he's such a nice guy. He speaks well in the media, but he just needs to be a little bit more braver. A pool would be a good way to... that's a good idea. I've never put out a pool, so let's have a look. Question. Would you keep Eddie Howe going into next season? Yes or no? Tell us if the pool comes up, because that's the first time I've done one, so hopefully it has. Yeah, it has, because it's on... How do I even check it? Oh, there we go. 50-50. It's close, you know, guys. That is close. Luigi Bros. James Trafford. I'd have James Trafford. I think he's a very good goalkeeper, and I think he'll just get better and better. I think undoubtedly going to be England's number one. I'd have James Trafford. No better options out there. How can't manage more than one game a week? We need to... This is my worry as well, right? What's going to happen is, if we don't qualify for Europe and Eddie Howe stays next season, everyone will be like, oh, he's the greatest manager in the world. But you've got to remember, he'll only have the Premier League to manage. So he hasn't got that navigation between European football or Premier League football. And if we qualify for European football again, yes, he'll get all the praise in the world because qualifying for European football is difficult in the Premier League. Then will it be the same the season after, where we just have a bad season? Because if you look over the course of Eddie Howe, the first season was excellent. Now it's his best season. Our best season under Eddie Howe was the first full season. That's where he got top 4. That second season wasn't so great. And then he didn't qualify for European football, so got beat against Man United in the final. So then that third season he was excellent because he didn't have any European football. And then this season just gone, it hasn't went so well as it. But it's not even about this. If you look over this season, for me, yeah, everybody has bad seasons. It's more about the performances and the manners of the defeat for me. Because sometimes the manner of the defeat and dropping points from winning positions and sitting in that 4-5-1 position but getting caught out between the lines so many times. When there's a pattern, that's what hurts me. Not hurts, that's the wrong word, but that's what frustrates me. Because I think there will be seasons from now, over the next 5 years, there will be seasons where we don't qualify for Champions League football or Europa League football. Because sometimes you just have a bad season. But like, you have good performances, but still can't win. So you're kind of falling forwards. Do you know what I mean? But at the minute, we're falling backwards because the performances aren't up to scratch. That's where my frustration lies. And I think you've seen that in my reaction videos. If we play well and get beat, I'm quite positive. If we play poorly and get beat, that's when I go on a little rant. If Tottenham go down, we can take some of their players happily. I'd take Archie Gray. I'd take Lucas Bergvall. I'd take Lucas... what's his second name, man? Luka Vuskovic. He's currently on loan at Hamburg, but I'd take him definitely because I think he's going to be an elite centre-back. I would take... Who else in Tottenham's squad? Romero, no. Nah. Not for me. On his day, he's a good centre-half, but he's too untrustworthy. Would you take Porro if Spurs go down? Nah. He's a good player, but I think there'll be better value for money elsewhere. There's a couple of right backs I like, actually. Someone mentioned one in the chat earlier, and that was Sporting right back Fatsenda. But I want you to look at this guy because I've been watching him lately. I've been following him for a while because he was in Real Madrid's academy. He came out of the Real Madrid academy. He moved to Shakhtar before he made... Look, there he is at Real Madrid. I quite like the look of this guy, you know. I think defensively he needs some work. Position-wise, probably he's dueling. He's not very... What I don't like about him is his positioning, defensive positioning. And when he duels, he's too square on, so he gets caught out. But he's got good recovery pace. He's technically very good. He's so good in the final third when it comes to supporting attacks. I do like him, but I think he needs a lot of work. But I think the potential's there. That's one right back you get pretty much for cheap that you could look at and think, there's stuff that you can like, but you need to work with. So, like, kind of like a Lewis Hall and Tino when they first came to Newcastle, where they do need a little bit of development, so there will be a little bit of inconsistencies. There's another one coming out the Benfica Academy. This is a guy I really, really like. I think he's got potential to play Champions League football. I think he's really... Well, there you go. He's linked to Barca. He's another defender that I really like, that we should be looking at. And these are the types of players that I would like us to go for. Because if we're going to have a season out of Europe, why not go for these players and give them a year under Eddie Howe or whoever's in charge? Do you get where I'm going with this? I'm trying to think of who else. There's two in Italy, actually. And one's currently in Milan, and it's this guy. I love this guy. So good. So good. Supports attacks. He drives with the ball. He's big, strong, physical. He's like... I wouldn't know how tall he is, because he is tall. You look at him, and he's like 6'3" or something. 6'3", there we go. And he's like a wing-back. A 6'3" wing-back. He's athletic, big, strong, technically very good. He's excellent in duels, but there's another left-back. Well, a fullback in Italy that is absolutely exceptional. And that's Marco Palestra. Another one I would go and sign right now. He's at Genoa. He's on loan from Atalanta. But he's excellent. Excellent footballer. Excellent. And if he doesn't go back, if he goes back to Atalanta, we should be looking at... I don't know how you spell it. No. Oh, yeah, we'll go. I got it the wrong way around. This is another guy I'd be looking at. These are the types of players. 6 foot, not as big, 18 years old, and he's been excellent for Atalanta. These are the types of signings I would make, to be perfectly honest. Oh, I thought it said... I was reading the wrong thing there. I thought it said comparing him to Maldini. I was like, that's high praise. But those are the type of centre-backs I would go for if I'm perfectly honest. Let's see what some of you guys are saying. I would like Hugo Bueno. Kinder Bueno. I would like Kinder Bueno from Wolves. Not a bad right back, left back. Would AC Milan sell us another player? Would probably not. Looks like we've got a good relationship with Milan, to be honest, because we've done a lot of business from them. When you do a lot of business from them, you build up that relationship. So to me, it sounds like we've got a good relationship with them, so I don't see why they wouldn't. Opinions on Delap rumour? I see why Eddie Howe would want Delap. Now, would he be my first choice? No. But I see why Eddie Howe would want him. Munoz from Palace, very good wing back. But I think he's better as a wing back than a right back. So I wouldn't sign him because we don't play wing backs. Delap is bad technically and clinically. Yeah, I agree. I think Delap suits a big transitional team like Ipswich when they win the Premier League because he was so transitional. At Chelsea, he's not getting... At Chelsea, I've said this before, I've never seen him as a high potential signing because it was an opportunistic signing. They were never going to keep him for years to come because he didn't fit the way they played. Let's have a look at that poll, actually. It's so tight, man. 47% say yes, keep him. 57% say no. That's how tight it is. Luigi Bros is going wild today, isn't it? Jesus. Bayern want Giovanni Reid. Yeah, they do. I would happily have him. But I don't think we're going to be able to compete with the likes of Bayern. If Howe stays, Trips, Burn, Rudy and Gillespie will get 5-year contracts. Probably right. Probably. Pio Esposito would be my option. Yes, I agree, but I don't think Inter will sell. I remember watching Pio Esposito at youth level. All my days, he was tormenting everybody. He was an absolute monster. Just his physicality, his height, his aggression. I love it. I love an aggressive centre forward, me. Somebody that'll just, like Haaland, just bullies players in the box. John Duran would come cheap. Yeah, probably. I don't know. A good chat from Joe Linton here. We're all speculating about these young monster fullbacks, but in reality, Eddie Howe will probably sign Dalot or some shit. You're probably right. You're probably right. But with Ross Wilson, I've hoped the change, they've got into his head to change the way he thinks. That's what I'm hoping. Hello, D mate, you alright? Right, let us know, guys. Do you like these lives where I just jump on, we just talk? Because if you do, I'll do another one tomorrow. Any chance of Osherman? No. No. Osherman's on like 400 grand a week. He's not going to take a pay cut to come to us. No chance. I like João Gomez. I like João Gomez a lot. I think if you put him in a better environment, he thrives. I would take João Gomez. Yes, yes, love the lives, mate. They're great. Yeah, so I'll do another live tomorrow. I get up, play some Xbox, you know, just chill out a bit, have a coffee, hopefully feel a little bit better tomorrow. I'll go to the gym, I'll come back, and then I'll do a live. So roughly about this time, if not about early, I'll jump on, do another live. So if you've got any questions, think about them, hit them up in the live, and I'll answer any questions. What I might do, I'll put a post out later on tonight saying, for like a little Q&A. So I'll put a post out for you to put your questions in, and I'll answer them in the live tomorrow. That's a good thing to do. But I'll also I'll get some Twitter talk for some lives tomorrow as well. Another reason to buy young talent is to keep the salaries down, which is exactly right. Because with this new SER, salaries are more important than ever. So we've got to be looking to keep that salary down. Ross Wilson is Eddie Howe's mate. So you'll just vent over and over. Yeah, I agree. Scalvini would be available. I think Atlanta would sell. Atlanta have got another kid coming in their academy, which is... I'll bring it up, actually. Atlanta have got a lot of talent in their academy at the minute. To be fair, they always do. They've got a centre-back coming out, which I really like. So I don't see why they wouldn't sell Scalvini. Atlanta are one of those clubs that they're like a little bit of like a Sporting Benfica, where they like to produce players out their academy, sell for a profit, and then do it all over again. Will Lewis Hall stay? Yeah. Lewis Hall will stay. I think Lewis Hall will be here for another 1 to 2 years. But I also think Lewis Hall wouldn't leave us unless it's for like Barca or... Because I think Lewis Hall's a Newcastle United fan. And if we can meet or match his ambition in terms of Champions League, Europa League football, I think Lewis Hall will be content with Europa League football. So we can match his ambition and just see this season as a one-off in terms of finishing where we do, mid-table-ish, maybe Conference League. If we can match his ambition, I think he wouldn't leave for another Premier League club. Does that make sense? Unless we get a ridiculous offer, like 100, let's say 100 million. And then sometimes a club go to the player and say, look, we can't refuse this. Can you do us a favour and leave? Because I know some players that have not wanted to leave, but the clubs need the money that desperately. They went to the player and the agent and said, look, if you love this club so much, you'll allow us to accept this bid. So sometimes the players leave football clubs to help the football club. And the fans don't realise that. They think they're leaving for more money or to go elsewhere or because they're unhappy. Sometimes it's a football club that wants that money to reinvest. Real Madrid have a low buyback clause on Nico Paz. Yes, they do. It's 7 million, which goes up an extra 7 million every year. They don't buy him back. Is he talking about Tonali at Milan? My lips are sealed. Don't forget, Tonali cried when he left Milan. If you wanted to leave, you wouldn't be crying. That's why I do, when people say he's homesick, I do believe it a little bit. Like Messi, another one. But I do know other players as well. Can you do a scout report on Felix Namcha from Dortmund? Do you know what? I like Felix. I like him and I don't like him. Sometimes I watch him. Do you know what? My biggest problem with him, he drifts in and out of games too much. Like, he'll do one thing which is insane. Like, technically very good. He's strong, physical. He's a powerhouse. But then you won't see him for like 50 minutes in some games. And I'm like, was he even playing? Like Harvey Barnes. Can you do a video on players squad building? Yeah. That's what I'll do. Right, guys, I'm going to leave the chat there. Well, leave the live there, should I say. Mango, you should play Football Manager. Don't get us started on Football Manager. Once I start playing Football Manager, I cannot stop. Do you know what? About 2 years ago, I used to stream a lot on Twitch in terms of gaming. Then I just stopped for some reason. But I used to like just play FIFA. Do you know what games I like to play? Like the obvious ones. Call of Duty, FIFA, Football Manager. But I also like to play like... Does anyone play Destiny? Like, I've been hooked on Destiny for about 10 years. And because it's close to the end of the game, I just can't stop playing. And I'm like, I want to finish this game before it finishes me. I actually stopped playing FM to tune in. FM's so good, man. I appreciate that, though, because it's hard to move away from FM. Once I get hooked on FM, that is it. Like, I'm there for days, hours. Like, it's my life. I've just recently split up my ex-bird. And honestly, she hated us playing it because I used to get so into it. Destiny rocks, yeah. Destiny's so good, so good. Destiny's absolute slop. Play Warframe. Haven't heard of Warframe. I downloaded Does any right? This is not my type of game, but I've been playing it because I've got a couple of mates in America that I game with for about 10 years now, and they're into Baldur's Gate. It's not my type of game, but I play it just because they want to play it, and I'm just like chilling with them. Do you know what I mean? It's not my type of game. I'm trying my best to get used to it and into it, but it's difficult because it's not usually my type of game. So I've been playing that a lot because it's their type of game. So, you know, I don't mind playing an hour Baldur's Gate if I just get to chill out with them. Red Dead Redemption 2, never played it, I'm going to be honest. Destiny is hot garbage, and now everybody says it. Baldur's Gate 3 is peak. Like I say, it's first time I've ever played that type of game. I might actually start streaming again, you know. I think that might be fun. Played Destiny since day one first. I bought the first Destiny when it first come out, like on the day. So like I've been playing it for 10 years, so I just can't stop now when it's nearing its end. If I stop now, I'll be like, I've just wasted 10 years of my life. World of Warcraft is the OG. Never played it. Hold me hands up. Never played it. Red Dead Redemption. To be fair, when I used to stream, there was this lad. I can't remember his name. His name was Selfie, and he used to always watch us. Every time I was in, he was watching us religiously. He was like my #1 fan. And he was desperate for me to play Red Dead Redemption. He was saying it was the best game on earth. FM streams would go crazy. Imagine the amount of youngsters. I'd get arrested. Like, how many amount of youngsters I'd say. Power Wash Simulator. My God, don't get started on that. That is such a zombie game. I used to sit there, like, just chatting away with my mates, like, just playing that game, like, without even realising what I was doing, but it would just take hours off my life. I don't even know why I played it. It's one of the most, like, brain-dead games you'll find, but it's so addictive. What about City's 60-point deduction? That ain't gonna happen, bro. I'd be very surprised if it's 60. They might hit them with like a 10-point deduction or a 20-point deduction, knowing that they could make that up and not get relegated. Because the Premier League do not want anything bad to happen to the top six. Promise you. Promise you. Because the top six make the Premier League the most money. So they bring in the most viewers. They bring in the most merchandise. They do not want anything breaking into the top six, and they don't want anything to happen in the top six. Used to game, but just do sim racing now. You know what I did? Because I've still got my Xbox One, like from years ago. The other day I bought Need for Speed, just randomly. I'm desperate to buy like a FIFA 14 or something, or a FIFA 10 and just sit and play it. It's like I've got like the temptation to do it. Mango, get the lives, mate. They're mint. I'm glad you enjoy the lives. Like sometimes, like today, I didn't even have anything planned of what I was going to talk about. I just jumped on, and everything that we've talked about was just come off the top of my head. So yeah. Right, I'm pretty hungry now. I do eat a lot for a little lad, you know. I eat a lot. Burnout Paradise, never heard of it. I'll check that out though. They will need a replacement for Spurs, and that's why I wish it was us qualifying for... I wish it was us sitting in Villa's spot now, because us and Villa are like neck and neck. No, I appreciate you enjoy the lives. I'm going to be honest, I don't really watch anybody else live. So I don't really know the do's and don'ts. Does that make sense? Like, I don't watch... I've never been a one to sit and watch... I watch YouTube videos, but I've never been a one to sit and watch somebody live. More often than not, I'm creating a YouTube video, so I haven't got time to sit and watch people live. And that's not to say I'm always busy, but I'm either at work or preparing a video to put out for you guys. And it takes me a long time to edit videos. Like... What it would take editing a natural editor, like 20 minutes, it takes me about 2 hours. So like, to prepare a video, it takes us like an hour. To record a video, it takes us like half an hour. To edit the video, it takes us like 2 hours. So I need like a 6-hour stint where I can make just one video. That's the reality. So like, I haven't really got time, so I'm just coming into these lives and just being myself, really. So yeah. The Mango and TTR for me. I like TTR. I watch them sometimes, like, when I've done my video and it's at night time and it's like 8:30 at night, I do jump on them if they're still live sometimes. Shooting from the hip, exactly. Like, some lives I will plan for, but like today when I was just bored and I was like, I plan my video for Monday, I'll just jump on a live. I think the watch-alongs are going to come. I'm starting to think about doing watch-alongs. Don't need streaming etiquette, Mango. It makes you more unique. I agree with that, you know. I think sometimes if I'm preparing for them, it's too formatty. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's nice to... I think this how I view YouTube. I always think it's nice to get to know the person you're watching. Unlike I know it's never going to be personal because you probably not meet them in real life. But like sometimes it's nice to know the person behind the camera. That's why I like to come on these lives and just chat. Do you know what I mean? Instead of making it dead formal. That's how I view YouTube. I like to know the person because sometimes you just get a vibe for them for their like some people won't like us, the way I act, the way I look, the way I talk. Some people won't like it. It's not for everybody, but some people will. And I always think it's best to know the guy behind the camera. I sent a super chat to TTR to invite you on. Appreciate that. That's from Berkeley Boss. I have been chatting to TTR to get on. I think I will be on very soon, but I don't know when that is. So there will be a moment when I am on TTR. I think there'll also be a moment where you'll see me and True Geordie together. So I think there's a lot of things coming, guys. But I wish I could do this full time, because if I could do this full time, I would literally do a live every day. Every single day at a certain time. Maybe 12 o'clock, noon every day. Would jump on a live for a couple hours. Then maybe do one later on in the day. But unfortunately, I need to pay for a house. I've got a full-time job. So it's tough sometimes. Do you like Adam P? I don't know the guy, to be fair. I would never say I don't dislike anybody on earth. Like, even if somebody dislikes me, I don't dislike anybody. So he's probably a very nice guy. Very nice guy, but I've never met him. I don't know him. I don't really watch his videos, to be honest. So, yeah. I like Matty. I watch a few of his videos. I've never met him, but I think he comes across a nice lad as well. Ask Paulie, we'll put True Geordie on with you. I've been chatting to True Geordie, so I don't need Paul to go through him. True Geordie actually reached out to me, to be fair, saying, keep up the good work, I like your videos. And I was like, fucking hell, like True Geordie's like an OG. Why is he chatting to me? I'm just a low quality YouTube video maker. I'm in Tenerife. Hope you're not too cold. So jealous. So jealous. I'd love to be on holiday right now. What I will do, when I do go on, actually, when I go to the Future, I'm planning on going to watch the Future Cup, which is an under 18-17 tournament in Holland. I've been invited to go and watch it. And it's based on Ajax's academy. So I might, what I'll do actually, I've just thought of something. What I'll do is I'll vlog the weekend. It's over a weekend. I think Real Madrid are playing there this year. Bayern Munich, PSG, Anderlecht, Ajax. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say Sporting. So there's a couple of clubs playing there, and there'll be some youngsters. I'll vlog it, but I'll also take my laptop to do some live shows on the night time. That's not a bad idea. Why Josh is a mug? I mean, his content really, it's not for me. Not my. I think it's too immature for me, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna do a vlog. I'll get one of those vlog sticks. I think they're like 500 quid, where you can walk around them and vlog with them. I'll buy one of them if people are interested in watching it. Yeah, he's just a young lad. Like, I was probably like that at his age. How old is he? Like 18 or something? Do you know what I mean? He's like, I was probably that young lad like that. He's a young lad, but he's also a twat. That's LA, yeah. Disliking somebody is normal. Holding a grudge isn't the same as harm. It's harmful. Yeah, I agree with that. You can dislike with somebody, yeah. You can, but nobody's done anything to me for me to dislike them. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they did something to us, like, I would. But, like, Adam P, I've never met him, so why would I have a reason to dislike him? Do you know what I mean? So, that's all I've got to say. Like, I've got no reason to dislike him. Coming to the World Cup in Mexico, I wish. I wish, bro. If I didn't have a job, and if I was living off YouTube, I would be at the World Cup. But I've got a job, and it's getting finding time off work, and do you know what I mean? It's hard. But I'm not a full-time YouTube creator. I need your support. If you want us to become a full-time YouTube creator, I need you to like every video, hype every video, because that's what puts you on the algorithm. So without likes and watching videos, and I mean watching videos from the start or finish, then you don't grow as a content creator, no matter how good your videos are. Spoke about poor Harv. He would talk about Sunderland player. I don't think Harvey Barnes is a steady Premier League club, but we need more than steady if we want to take that next step. Do you know what I mean? I know you do. I know. To be honest, right, on YouTube, it tells you, like, who likes how many things. So I can have a look and I can see how many likes Dean has given us on certain videos. I didn't know you could do this till the other day. And I can see every single one of Dean's comments in a list. So I can have a look. So, like, I know the ones that like, watch, comment on every video. I know you guys, and I genuinely appreciate it. The poll, 38 to 62 in favour of Eddie Howe leaving the football club. You guys have had your say. I don't even know how many are in this live. Well, there's been 136 votes, so I'm guessing there's about 136. I'm guessing. I'm a Sunderland supporter and I watch you. I appreciate that. Genuinely, I appreciate that. Apart from you beating me, to be honest. Still not over it. We need players to replace first team, no squads. Agree? We need quality and depth. So that means players to replace our players so they can fight for a place. That English team last night was pish. Yeah, it was shocking. Shocking. Right, guys, I'm going to have to stop it there. I've got the dogs to walk, dogs to feed. I want to feed myself. And I want to get an early night because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather as well. Yeah, it's not bad. 97 in the stream. I'm happy with that. If Sunderland beat us one more time, Mango will jump to be a Villa or Chelsea fan. I'm going to leave it there, guys. He is our jokes. He was like... Yeah, we need starting 11 to compete, I agree. Right. I'm going to do another live tomorrow. So I'll let you know what time. I'll post early in the morning to let you know what time. But I appreciate you all watching. Enjoy the rest of your night. Don't get too drunk. Go and have some nice food. Chillax. Relax. There's no Newcastle United to put you in a bad mood. I'm going to play some Pokemon or something. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I appreciate you all jumping in. Stay safe. Thank you very much.